I think you guys are finally old enough for me to tell you the truth. This room that I make videos in isn't actually a normal room. It's technically a basement. And I get that could be a shock to some people because it certainly doesn't look and feel like a basement. And so that had me thinking, what other unconventional basements are out there? In fact, what other unconventional crazy basements can you stay at? And so I scrubbed through Airbnb and found the wildest, craziest, dirtiest, and deadliest basements I could find, and we will be staying at every single one of them. And there are a lot of crazy ones on here. So without further ado, we have a lot of basements to get to, so grab your popcorn and let's do this. So the very first Airbnb we're gonna be looking at is this one, which is pretty low rated.
I think what's funny about this one is that less than a week ago, there was a review left from somebody from Iowa that says, dirty and humid. This place is not what I was expecting. This is in the basement of the home. It is extremely humid and has zero natural light. The bathroom was extremely disgusting. Grime and stains on the walls and counter, mold on shower ceiling, and rust on the bathroom ceiling. Disgusting. This is also the lighting situation that just happened to us. So we made it inside despite the lighting issues. Very dark and peculiar smell. Couch here. I don't know, like this is kind of weird. Weird spot. What is this, a cage? Like for keeping animals in there? Or like prisoners? Like half expecting somebody to pop out in this place. It's like you're doing a walkthrough in a haunted house. How deep does this go? I really don't understand these closets, why there's like a vent, like a see-through vent for these closets. And in them look to just be like the furnace. So the furnace is in the kitchen. All right, but let's continue through this haunted house here. What scares will I be getting? Look at that, look how creepy that looks back there with that single light on. This is straight out of a horror movie. Okay, so I think our room is back there, which means we have to kind of go through this. I found a bedroom that I guess would house like a little girl. It's so small. It's like the same colors as Wicked. There's also like no lights in here. Oh, I found a light. Okay, all right, so we made it to safety because there's finally some light in here. This room is just, I don't know who would want to live in this room, but this is a room. It's actually, it's a fine room. It's just a little bit creepy. You have to walk to the back of the house at the basement, and then you finally get this old like 1970s grandma type of quilt. Very weird vibes. Let's check out the bathroom, which is right behind us here. In the bathroom here, please don't throw paper in the toilet. What are you supposed to do with the toilet paper? Did they just want you to throw it in the trash can? That's kind of nasty, right? I mean, it's as clean as it could be. It's not like dirty or anything. It's just very creepy in here. As I say that, I see mold on the ceiling right here. A lot of it actually. Must be from like all the condensation and then bacteria is coming in on the walls, creating all the mold. So I guess that review was right in that regard, that there is certainly mold in this bathroom. Let's check out the bedroom though. Still scared to like walk into rooms here. Oh, ooh, really weird smell in here. What is this unicorn bedspread? Also, oh my gosh, is that a bed bug? I think there's literally bed bugs on this unicorn bedspread. It's somebody like kicking the wall and like just painting it with dirt too? Like why does this look like that? The light's like semi-flickering as well. I mean, I don't want to TV shame, but this TV is like the size of my forearm. I don't know how you could even see anything if you're laying on the bed. Inside here, what do we got? Surprised we didn't find like a dead body. Oh, the smell is so rancid. It actually smells like something died in here. There's just like hair. What? Am I just noticing? Look at that. This was clearly not washed. Maybe a couple times it was used and still not washed. There's probably stains all over this thing. I almost want to just like, let me pull this open and see what we're dealing with. Ew, I think there's legitimately bed bugs on here. And what is all this dirt that you're just seeing underneath? Imagine you get washed late at night, you're excited to put your head to the pillow, and then you have like other people's hair, bed bugs, and stains. Probably poop stains from people who don't even use like the toilet because you can't even wipe your butt in here. All right, let's check what's inside the fridge because you could always tell about a place. The top of the fridge is disgusting too. You can always tell about a place by what food they have or the lack thereof. Why am I not surprised? I gotta get out of here. I feel like I'm getting sick being in here. This is just like ground zero for COVID or some like terrible disease. This rug doesn't even fit. Look at the rug. It's like they just like bought a rug and then just like threw it down. This actually might be my least favorite basement spot yet. I wouldn't spend more than 30 minutes in this spot. This spot is going to give you bed bugs. It's going to give you cooties. It's going to make your nose smell bad for years. This place is actually terrible. So I want to go to a different one right now.
This next Airbnb basement I found is one of the lowest rated basements on Airbnb. I think as of right now, it's sitting at a 4.33, which is pretty low on Airbnb, and a lot of people knock this for its cleanliness. And if you look at the pictures aren't pretty either. So I'm excited to go inside of here and see what this basement looks like, so let's do it. I think that's where we're staying. Looks like somebody tried to break in. There's like a hole there. All right, we got crutches randomly, so I don't know if people are like getting injured from going into the basement, but I'm not gonna touch these things. Hopefully people aren't tripping down the stairs because that's what we were about to do and enter. Don't tell me this is the entrance. I think that's her. All right, well, let's go down without further ado.
All right, so we made it inside now. It's a little bit of an unconventional entrance for a basement because you walk down first before you actually enter the door. But down here is just a pretty normal kitchen. We're gonna take a look at the cleanliness because we wanna actually assess whether it should be around a 4 out of 5 on that. Initial thoughts when I walk in is I think that's probably true. We're gonna actually go around and just actually look for some pretty bad things because I think we're gonna find some interesting things in here. So I think the mat is like damp. There may be people living here because this is like a shared unit, but you'll notice like this is just like off the hinge. In the corner over there, there's just like a bunch of dirty toilet paper and there's no toilet paper. I actually hear people in here, so I do think we have roommates because we just have a room. All right, we're gonna go into the room now though. Okay, so here's the room in the basement. A little bit tight in here as expected, but let's see what the cleanliness looks like. All right, so I got a fresh towel and stuff boarded up there. The walls have some stains on them, but overall not too terrible. Kind of would expect this. I think I paid like 90 bucks for this, which actually is a good amount, but I do get like the entire spot shared, but I do still have like a kitchen and stuff. Let's do a little bit of an assessment of the bed because I'm not feeling super good about this. All right, I don't want to be like too nitpicky, but I definitely see stains all over these sheets here. So the bedroom area is not super clean. So the sheets, I probably wouldn't sleep on those. Like I said, the wall is a little bit musty. We have a TV, which is nice. There's a desk here too. This might be like a bar top that was just like converted to a bedroom. So it's actually like very narrow to get to the bed. I'm not gonna knock it for its size though. I knew what I was getting into, but I think in the kitchen, I saw like a mega spill. So I want to investigate that a little bit. I want to see what kind of liquid is on the ground because that was a little bit weird when we walked in. All right, so this entire area is soaked. I think it got flooded or something. I don't know what this liquid is. I'm gonna get a paper towel to sample it. Okay, I mean, surely this must just be water, right? Look how much that is. It is soaked. What happened? It's not even wet outside. It's like a beautiful day outside. So I think it was just a spill that just wasn't picked up after. Like a broken cable line. That's probably dangerous. You shouldn't touch that. And then what is this supposed to be? Is this like a living room? Is this sofa supposed to be just like the living room sofa? And it's next to a bedroom. So somebody isn't here, but then this sofa I think just represents the living room because there's no TV or anything out there. So I think this side table with this sofa right here is where people are supposed to lounge. That's quite sad. Also at the bottom of the sink here, you'll see a bunch of mold and mildew forming. Yo, I'm even stepping on a bunch of hairs and stuff. This place is actually gross. On the cleanliness scale, I'd have to give this like a 1 out of 5 stars. So I think 4 out of 5 stars is actually quite charitable. It should be much lower. I don't know if it's like a hostel in America. I don't know if those exist, but this is probably the closest thing to it. Very dirty. I could see why people were rating this low. I mean, even this right here, the top of the shower bar is completely rusted with like grime in the corner there. So I think we gotta get out of here because this basement is way too basement for me. This thing I'd actually give the lowest so far. This is like a 1 out of 5 stars pretty clearly. I don't want to spend more than 20 minutes in here, so let's move on to the next basement. All right, guys, we are at the next Airbnb and it is in a basement, so we're gonna check in right now and go downstairs. It says it has a steep access, so we're gonna see what that even means. That was the only complaints that people generally had about this. Otherwise, there's not too many pictures of this spot online. It's a fairly new listing, but it's not in the greatest of areas. Nonetheless, I'm going in optimistically and I'm expecting something great. So let's go inside. I think we have company too, so I think it's a shared Airbnb, so we're gonna just go down and get into our spot. What? This place is crazy. I believe we are in room 1. Let's go check this spot out. All right, so first thing I noticed, I mean, what am I, like 6'7"? So it's like 7-foot ceilings. Pretty low, but it is a basement. Let's see around here a little bit. It looks like this used to be like a restaurant. I see employees only everywhere. Restroom with the men and women gender there. There's just like a random couch here. And then there's like a supply closet. I think this legitimately was like a small business was ran out of this basement. And now looks like some of the attic is coming out here. Looks like they had to seal that up for some insulation. A little bit of a trap door inside here. This is a pretty creepy Airbnb, not gonna lie. Let's go in the bathroom. Okay, looks pretty normal in here. All right, this is nicer. It's clean, it's good. Again, like I'm hitting the ceiling, but that's to be expected in a basement. A little window, I guess you could peep in if you want. Everything looks clean. It is definitely the host was taking care of this place, but the space itself, it's a little bit weird. It's like this was just turned into some Airbnb. Again, it looks like a restaurant or something was here. Okay, let's see what we got inside here. All right, we got some corn dogs and chicken thighs, and then not much in there. Maybe some takeout. Okay, we're gonna go to the room now. I believe it's this one. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is nice. This is a good room. We got a water and everything. Bed, be our guest, AC unit. We have one of these like cool charging devices. Let's just make sure there's no cameras. This looks like something that definitely would have it. No, that's good. Let's see if the bed is comfy. Now, sleeping in a basement, the one thing is that you can hear basically everybody above you or to the sides of you because the walls are super thin. So right now I can just hear the person next to me who seems to be on the phone or something. The bed is pretty comfy. And I think one of the strange things about this basement Airbnb Airbnb is that the living area itself is very basement-y. When you go down the stairs, it's like basement, scary, spooky. But when you go into like this room and the bathroom, it's just like a completely normal spot. Like if I didn't know any better, if I was in these main rooms, I would just think I was in a really nice Airbnb, but the upstairs. But the downstairs is definitely a little bit spooky. I don't know if I'd spend a full night in a basement Airbnb, honestly, especially if it was looking like this. There's also like too many like entry points, I'm realizing. It's a basement with a little too many windows. Like I don't want too many windows in my basement. Kind of like a basement where it's like no chance of some crazy person coming through the cellar. Right here we have the employees only area. I'm gonna go inside because I consider myself an employee. Not much, although there's a room back there that looks a little bit interesting. I don't know if I can get into that. It's just a linen closet, so nothing there. This is kind of strange, but there's also just cheese hanging out here. Resealable cheese that's open still. Now this door says employees only and it is locked up, so I don't even know if it's possible to get in there. They have an actual Brinks lock on it. I'm not gonna touch that. This rug looks like when you do this to your eyes and then you look, that's what you see. This basement is interesting. The basement itself, the area is weird. It's very strange, it's very basement-y. It's got that like hospital, sterile backrooms vibe to it. But then when you go inside the bathroom and then the bedroom, it's actually quite nice. But this is very strange being out here. So I'm going to move to the next Airbnb before I get haunted by something that's probably coming up right behind me. Let's go. All right guys, so this next Airbnb that I found that we're about to go into right now has a really crazy basement. It looks very basement is how I'll describe this one. The pictures I don't think do it fully justice, so we're gonna go inside and check it out. Some of the reviews say it's a little bit creepy, it's kind of hard to stand in. There's like apparently a lot of things on the walls and on the ground that shouldn't be there. I don't know what any of that means, so let's find out right now. We're inside now. The kitchen looks pretty normal as normal gets, I suppose. But we're not here for the kitchen. We are here, of course, for the basement, which is where we're gonna be staying. I think this one's gonna be one of the worst ones yet, worst in a good way, because I think it's gonna look the most like a basement. So let's go ahead and look where that is. I see a door frame right here, but there's also something down here. Okay, so it's kind of like a multiple room situation. I don't want to disturb if there's other people there, so maybe it's this. Oh, it is. Okay, this is the basement. Wow, look at down there. All right, let's see what's down in this basement. Okay. All right, here we are, and we are room number 1, which is right here. So we're gonna go inside of here. I don't even know if there's like a lock on the door. Oh, there is. Oh, that's kind of cool. They have these. It's very high tech. It's very incompatible with the rest of the place. Like you wouldn't expect to see this high tech just given this entire area. This is like an 1800s door. Before we go in though, I want to see what's behind there. Okay, we have the bathroom here. So this is where we may or may not find something. All right, so really old bathroom here. Is this flush? Okay, I guess that doesn't work. We haven't gotten to the room yet. That's where the magic happens. Okay, so this is what the inside looks like. Pretty low ceilings overall. AC unit, it's got some good like New York art. Boarded up window. The electric box is in here. The bed, let's check the comfort. Is there anything suspicious on these sheets? No, so it looks okay to lay on. I mean, I'm not like loving this area. It's a little bit weird to be honest with you, but not gonna knock it till I take a look around. This TV is Bluetooth only, so you need to have headphones that are Bluetooth compatible so then you could hook up the sound, but there's no speakers from this, so if you wanna listen to music or if you want to listen to the TV sound from it, you have to have on your earphones, which is actually insane. I've never seen a TV that has to have that. Usually they have some level of built-in speakers, but this one, no. It's to avoid disturbing other guests. So I guess my flatmate that's in the other room, who I don't think is actually here right now, but that's pretty insane. I don't know what's inside of here, but I'm tempted to open it, so I'm gonna open it. Interestingly, this door was not locked, so I think you're able to open it from the outside, which is kind of strange because there's somebody sleeping right here. If I was sleeping right here, somebody could just come in from the outside and just enter the bedroom, I think. All right, we have another closet here, so that's outside. Oh, like mouse traps? What is that? Is that a chicken wing to catch like a mouse? All right, this so far has to be the most basement yet. The fact that we have outside right here and the door's unlocked. And then in here we have some decomposing chicken wing on a mouse trap that's meant to catch vermin that goes in and out. And then also just the entire vibe of this spot is just very basement. There's even like an additional space right here. All right, let's shut that door and maybe get out of here. It's starting to get some really weird vibes from this place.
The next Airbnb we're gonna be looking at is a shared Airbnb that had a lot of negative reviews in its basement.
All right, so let's see this basement. Let's go down here. Already a little bit sketchy. There's like a pipe as the handrail. These stairs are definitely the least sturdy of them all so far. Okay. This is a basement. I think it's literally just, it's like not even finished or anything. It's just a laundry room with just some rooms attached. There's so many rooms too. So when we were coming up, there was actually a couple of people here. So I think it's like a hostel situation in which there's like 13 rooms. So maybe there's like 13 people staying in this house. I think they're all like fast asleep because it's like 1 a.m. right now, but this basement is popping. There's so many people in this place. I also see people's like loofahs. Once again, do not flush the toilet paper. How weak are these bathrooms? Okay, time to go into the room now. Ooh. Got it. All right, so it's pretty cozy in here. It looks nice. We have a dehumidifier. We have a little nightlight here. Some Black & Decker. Maybe that's a heater for when it gets a little bit too cold out, which is not right now. Even a desk where you could work. So I think a lot of people just live in here and then they just like rent out these spots locally. Maybe it's college kids, maybe if you're on a vacation. I mean, it's pretty close to the airport in Newark in New Jersey. So maybe that's the type of person that's staying here. Also have a huge AC unit right here, right along the bedside. And the bed looks quite comfy. It's got a nice give to it. Now, I don't like necessarily trust the sheets with my entire heart, so I'm not gonna actually lay down on that. But as far as basement sheets go, these are some of the cleanest we've seen thus far. Little pillow check, yeah, everything looks good here. The fire alarm is hanging out. I think it's still connected technically, but that's definitely a sight, especially because these ceilings are only like 6 feet tall. So if you're maybe like 5'10", you'll be hitting your head on that thing. They do have a TV here as well. I guess that's a decent size, right? If you're laying back, you can watch some Sambucha videos right here. And then even out here, you have a little bit of a kitchen, right? Here we got a microwave, toaster. See what's in the fridge. Okay. Nothing. That's pretty much it. Okay guys, the next Airbnb basement that we're about to check into is this one right here. I don't know if that means they just have a lot of LED light. I have no idea what that could even mean. Otherwise it looks pretty solid, but it is a very deep LED lit spot. I've never seen anything like that. The reviews are kind of mixed. Some people are saying there's like not enough enhancements in there. I don't even know what that means, but we're about to go inside and check this thing out. Should be a fun one. Watch your head just in case I get hit here. Oh wow. Okay, so I guess because it's daytime, you're not gonna see the lights as much. I wonder what this looks like at nighttime. So first off, it's definitely short. Caution, watch your head. I mean, what am I, 6'6", so these are like 7-foot ceilings, makes sense. So I see what people were saying in terms of those complaints. Otherwise though, this is a pretty nice spot. You got 2 beds, kind of as it showed. Both beds look pretty clean. You got a mini fridge right here. That's kind of hype. Good natural light. I like a basement with some good light in it. Fan as well. All right, let's take a look over here. Mini table, microwave. Yeah, you definitely have to duck everywhere you go here. I think this might be the best one we've seen yet, actually. I don't see anything glaringly wrong with this. This one's pretty solid. And what is this behind here? There's like a size limit to like squeeze back here. Oh, and then you got a little creepy area, which I think is just the furnace. Let's check out the bathroom. Okay, bathroom looks good here. You got tile and everything. It's like that tempered glass is about to fall. Outside of that, really looking solid for a basement Airbnb. Yeah, true. Ow. Ah. 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 Right in the shin, or this area. Let's do a bed test here. A lot of these basements sometimes, there's a lot of humidity, and so you get bacteria growth and a lot of disgusting bed bugs. No, this is as clean. Oh, wait a second. A little bit of a stain there, perhaps. Pillows look good. Nothing on the pillows. All right, overall, the bed is kind of as good as it can get. Let's check the other bed. Yeah, I see nothing wrong with this. So one of the low reviews in this basement was needs more enhancements, but I would argue this place has the most enhancements with the LED lights going around, mini fridge, fan, microwave, TV here, little dining room table, living room area. They pretty much got everything. They also do, which I really like, they have these signs. So if you are tall, because a lot of the complaints in these basements are you don't have enough clearance if you're over 6'5" or whatever, but they're letting you know multiple times too, when you're coming down the stairs too, that you might hit your head. So I think this place is actually a really solid basement. Probably 5 stars in terms of the Airbnb scale. So unlike the other stuff we've seen, this one's actually serviceable. I would stay here overnight for sure. We're about to go to an Airbnb basement that has a couple of bad reviews. This one that really stuck out says, the basement is not finished. There's a bad odor due to mold. When I first walked in, I was greeted by a spider. A few hours later, a roach said hello. We're about to enter now. We're gonna see if there's bugs on the floor. The pictures didn't look too bad, but you never know. Sometimes you get catfished on Airbnb. So let's go in. So onto the basement here. I think we're going through the gate first, and there should be a white door. Oh, a cat. Hello, kitty. Okay, then this is the basement, I think. Welcome, kindly remove your shoes once inside. Okay, so it must be really nice in there if they're asking me to take my shoes off. I'm gonna input the code. From first glance though, doesn't look like anything's wrong. Backyard's kind of nice. We got a cat over there. So all is well so far, but we're waiting for this odor to kind of kick in as soon as I open the door. Okay, so the keypad's not even working. It's like blinking right now. So I don't know if we're locked out of this. I have the code, but it just won't enter. So maybe they are hiding something in this basement. Okay, I think we're in. It gave me the sound as if I got it right, and then it didn't let me in. All right, Joey is filming right now. He actually just opened it. I was just dumb. I was clicking the wrong buttons, so shout out, but we're about to go down now. So I do have to remove my shoes because I want to be respectful of their rules. I also don't want to like step on the ground, so we're in a little bit of an iffy situation, but here we go. Okay, some interesting art here. I don't know what's going on with these steps, but I'm a little nervous to turn the corner here. This does look very creepy. All right, we're down here. There's actually a good amount of space. Oh, this is nice. The downstairs is actually quite nice. I mean, you'd be fooled because it looks like there's blood stains on the stairs. Clearly that is not representative of the actual place. All right, let's take a look around. I'm gonna smell the wall, see if there's a bad odor anywhere. Smells pretty normal to me. We have a lot of rooms to go into. I think this basement is like pretty large. So let me put some lights on first. That's like a weird blue thing. I don't think I should be clicking, but I kind of want to click it. I'm not gonna click it, not yet. All right, this must be like the man cave. Just some art here. You got a little like projector, I think, yeah, with a couch. Okay, pretty cool area. I'm gonna be looking for spiders and cockroaches and smells, and so far, none of that. All right, I think the kitchen is where they said some of the action was happening. I'm gonna give it a nice thorough look. I mean, to be fair, spiders I don't think is that crazy. Cockroaches is crazy, because if you're in a basement, I mean, spiders just live here, so. Oh, there you go, there's a spider right there. Just a house spider though. I'm expecting like a tarantula, because anything like that, I really don't fault them for it. Here's the bathroom. Looks brand new, finished. There's actually a really nice sink for this place. And we have a lot of notes here. Please do not flush paper towels, wipes, or sanitary products. Enjoy bathroom music. The Bluetooth is homeworks. So are there speakers in this bathroom? Onto the main bedroom here. Really nice space. All right, let's do a little bit of a bed check first. You always want to see in these basement Airbnbs what the beds look like. Yeah, it's clean. As far as I can tell, this place is pretty well put together. Over here, we have a closet that definitely shouldn't be in the bedroom, but an unfinished closet. Maybe the cockroach is in here. No bugs here. There is a creepy door here. If that's the bathroom and then that's the bedroom, I'm not sure what this leads to, but it's scary. This is the oldest looking door. It has one of these like haunted handles, but I'm gonna open it. Let's see what we got. Another door, and this door is just a latch, and it seems blocked by a lot of different things. Okay, I'm gonna have to investigate this further. Can't believe we found a secret room within the Airbnb, hiding in plain sight. All right, let's see what's inside. The flashlight on. Oh, that is a weird room. I think it's just, you can see there's like a car tire in there. One of the reviews did say it was an unfinished basement, and I think maybe that's the room they're talking about, because that is very unfinished. You literally see the ground. If you walk down the planks, you'll fall right through. More cobwebs in there and stuff, but again, not gonna fault them for having spiders and bugs in there because it's literally outdoors. That is an unfinished part of the basement. Definitely a little bit creepy though that they have that secret room kind of like stashed out there, but they are blocking it with the stuff, so you're not supposed to access it, but you could stumble on it and then it is a little bit of a sore sight. So I think they have AI art on the wall. I actually saw these once at a Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty positive that's where this guy got it. Clearly, I mean, animals on a toilet, if that doesn't scream AI, I don't know what does, but if you do actually look even close to the newspaper, there's no words on it. I just look at the shape of the toilet paper and stuff. AI art on the wall. I expect nothing less though from this place. They're trying to be super modern and stuff, so I get it. All right, I mean, this Airbnb, I would have to say that that review is generally false. We did see a spider. The odor isn't too bad, but this spot, as far as I can tell, is pretty clean overall, pretty updated with a lot of new amenities and all that. So I actually like this spot. I could see myself like staying here, honestly. Not actually, but if I wanted to, I could definitely do it. It's like a good spot, good enough. They even have a cover for the microwave, which is something that like, it's like a thoughtful touch that you put into a place. So I think the guy that owns this is actually trying to make a good guest experience. Definitely has its quirks. Like I said, the stairs and like walking down is a bit menacing, but then once you're down here, it is definitely a chilled out zone. But before I go, I do have to press this button. Oh, it's lights. Off, on, more on, honest. Off. All right, let's get out of here and move on to the next basement.
All right, guys, so this Airbnb is one of the lowest rated Airbnbs I could find. Usually they take you off of Airbnb if you are under a 4 stars, and this one has 3.91 stars, which means it is on the verge of getting kicked off. This basement has a lot of bad reviews. Here's just one of them, one of many, that says, I have serious security and cleanliness concerns about this location. There are countless centipedes and other bugs crawling around, and given that it's a basement unit, the tenants on the upper floor could constantly be heard walking back and forth, mold growing in the sink, cobwebs on the window, AC barely worked. The unit can't even run an AC and microwave at the same time. A little bit nervous about this one. This is the lowest rated one yet. Okay, so apparently they use this system of getting in called August, but the code wasn't sent to me, so I don't have the code to actually get in, and the door is locked. So we've just been here for about 10 minutes trying to figure out this code, and I realized the hostess never sent it to me, and she's not answering either, which means we are just locked out of our Airbnb that we are currently trying to get into. Let's check like the mailboxes.
There's no way, what? There's keys inside the mail, but there's no way they're just leaving keys outside of the door. There's no way this works. Okay, let's go in. Okay, now there's 3 doors. I'm not sure which one to enter. Yeah, those are locked, must be this one. The doors are locked. None of the doors we can get into. I've asked this person for $6.49. It is now $7.41. We've been here for an hour. I'm trying to get instructions. The typical response time is 11 hours. I've never left a 1-star review for anything. This so far is like an automatic 1-star review. All right guys, so they ended up finally calling me. So we took a trip back. It's like 2 hours later now. So I can get into the room. It's actually this one right here, which I don't think is the basement, but I guess we'll be in for a surprise right now to see what we have. It is the basement. Let's see what's down here. Okay, not bad. Something about a stairwell in a basement is always so scary, but when you open up to the actual basement, pretty solid. So this is what we're working with. The bed is just like straight away here. You go down the stairs, sleep. And that is not a comfy bed. The rest of it though, you have a living room right next to it. It's just like a studio apartment. You just have everything in one spot. Table, even like a day bed right here, which is interesting. We got a little bit of like a kitchen area where you could, I guess, cook some toast, make some coffee. You have a microwave right there, a little bit of a garbage. Much smaller than anticipated, but actually all things considered, not too bad. So it has a 3.91 for a lot of reasons. People were obviously crapping on this place. They said they found like bugs and stuff everywhere. So I'm gonna do a little bit of investigating around to see what I could find. Let's check the bathroom first though. Place definitely has a little bit of a funky smell. I don't want to knock it too early because we still have a little bit to explore, but that's my initial gut feeling, a little bit musty. All right, and in here is the bathroom. Ooh, oh, it smells much worse in here. Otherwise though, it's clean in here. I'm not saying I see like a missing light bulb. Things look clean. I'm not seeing any stains or anything, so it's not disgusting. It's definitely like low 4s. A 3.9 so far is a little bit extreme, but the smell alone, like that could actually give somebody a headache, so maybe it does kind of deserve that. Let me dig a little bit further. I think they took those criticisms quite well because it's not that dirty. Outside of that musty smell that's in here, nothing else is kind of appearing dirty, and I'm really looking as well. This is the most uncomfy bed that I've ever laid on though. It just has no give, it's just firm. Okay, this is the bed test. It like hurts to fall on a bed. What am I getting something in my mouth? There's also a picture of a pixelated horse. Loading still, we have to upscale this 4K using AI. This is literally a pixelated picture from the internet that was then put on a frame with stains on it just for extra decor. I appreciate the effort. All right, Michael just pointed out that this HDMI cable is just attached to itself. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, this place is pretty terrible. I'd give it maybe like a 2 out of 5 stars. Just everything with like getting into the door and how there's like 4 hours between us getting the code and actually getting into the place. The firm bed, the TV doesn't work. There's a lot of nonsense going on, like the HDMI plugged into the HDMI, a pixelated horse, has a really musty smell around here. Just overall, not a great vibe. I can see myself getting a headache in here from being in here for like 1 minute. So I really don't love this spot. 2 out of 5 stars, and honestly, it could be worse, but at least I guess they have like a bed, which is the bare minimum. So let's move on to the next spot. Hopefully it is much better than this.
All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed looking at these different Airbnb basements. I certainly did for some of them. There was a lot of cool surprises in here, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content, make sure to click here, click here. Otherwise, subscribe, and we'll be out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.